In Wakanda, Africa, Spider-Man arrives escorted by royal guards while the local people stare at him with curiosity as he waves awkwardly back at them. He is brought to meet Black Panther, who greets him calmly, and Spider-Man immediately thanks him for meeting on such short notice. Black Panther replies that helping a fellow Avenger is the least he could do, though he wishes it were under better circumstances, and then tells him to come along as they continue walking through the village. As everyone keeps looking at Spider-Man, he jokes, "I'm not wearing a sign on my back, am I?" Black Panther explains that people remember Anansi, the spider god, so they see Spider-Man as some kind of representative. Spider-Man laughs and says that he had to travel halfway around the world just to finally get some love. Black Panther smiles. "Yes, well, we don't remove the mask." Spider-Man follows Black Panther into a high-tech Wakandan laboratory, looking around in amazement at the advanced machines and holographic displays, saying he has seen plenty of secret labs before, but never anything like this. Black Panther explains that Wakanda mapped the human genome decades before Western scientists, yet even with all their knowledge, they still cannot find the source of Spider-Man's illness. He then reveals their final attempt to help him, a bowl filled with special herbs. Peter looks at it. "Thanks, but I'm not really a salad man. Maybe if you had a burger with it," but Black Panther explains seriously that these are the heart-shaped herbs, a sacred Wakandan plant only eaten by a warrior proven worthy to be king, the same herb that gives the Black Panther his abilities. Spider-Man hesitates, confused why he's allowed to eat something so important, but Black Panther tells him that he is a warrior with the heart of a king. Spider-Man then starts eating and makes a face at the taste, asking if adding dressing would be sacrilegious, which Panther bluntly confirms. After finishing, Spider-Man asks what happens next, and Panther says they must wait a day for results. But Peter casually asks if they at least have cable because Sopranos is on tonight, making Black Panther suggest he try doing something more unique while he's in Africa, which makes Peter worry. Is this gonna make me end up having to fight somebody? I'm not really feeling up to a scrap with the man-ape. Black Panther also admits with a sigh that he isn't in the mood for that either. Later, Spider-Man and Black Panther travel together in the Wakandan jet, continuing their conversation about the man-ape, with Peter joking that he still doesn't understand the guy and asking if he's really just a man in a white monkey suit who expects people to be afraid of him, while Black Panther calmly admits he never really understood him either. The jet lands near an ancient stone temple in the jungle, and Black Panther tells him that this is the temple of Anansi, the spider god, his namesake, which makes Spider-Man stare at the structure in awe. As they walk up the stairs, Peter nervously jokes that the last time he entered a place like this, someone tried to use him as a human sacrifice. So Black Panther suddenly turns around and starts heading back to the jet, saying it could easily happen here too, and they should leave. Spider-Man laughs at first thinking it's a joke, but realizes Black Panther is serious as they walk away. Spider-Man asks, okay, so maybe a quick snapshot in front of the temple wouldn't be a good move either? As the jet flies away from the jungle, an unseen figure, Morlun, watches from the shadows, silently observing their departure. Later that evening, as the sun is setting in Wakanda, Black Panther rushes inside holding the test results and calls out to Peter, saying he has the results. When he enters the room, he finds Spider-Man relaxing while two Wakandan women are styling his hair, and Peter is casually talking about how he thinks she will like the new look because she once had something similar done during a photo shoot in the Caribbean. Black Panther stops at the doorway for a moment, clearly not expecting this, and says, "I seem to be interrupting." Spider-Man quickly jumps up, embarrassed, and tries to explain that it isn't what it looks like. But Black Panther points at his head and bluntly asks if the women aren't literally braiding his hair. Peter sighs and admits, "I guess it is what it looks like." Black Panther then politely asks the women to leave because he needs to speak with Peter alone. And as they walk out, the two heroes stand there facing each other quietly. Black Panther looking at Spider-Man's new hairstyle while Spider-Man waits nervously to hear the results. Later that night in New York, Spider-Man sits alone high above the city, staring at the skyline and finally admitting the truth to himself after everything he learned in Wakanda. And there is no way around it anymore. He is going to die. He never thought his life would end like this, because he always imagined that if he died, it would be fast and stupid during a fight, not slowly from something he can't stop. He even jokes to himself that he figured he'd go out in some ridiculous way, like getting killed by something minor instead of a real threat. But now the situation feels much worse because he has time to think about it. He remembers how when he first became Spider-Man back in high school, he assumed he would die young and alone, but at least that didn't happen since he married Mary Jane. Still, that thought only makes him feel worse because he realizes he never really gave his wife the life she deserved. He never took her on fancy vacations, never bought expensive gifts, never started a family, and now it's too late to fix any of it. He blames himself. I was always too busy fulfilling my responsibility to my so-called great power to really take care of my real responsibilities, to my family, and now I'm about to lose everything. He didn't even do something as normal as getting life insurance. Spider-Man suddenly hears gunshots echoing from a nearby alley. Annoyed, he complains that he can't even have one moment to mope without somebody committing a crime. But he still jumps down to investigate because he can't ignore it. As he swings toward the noise, he thinks that whoever is causing trouble just volunteered to be the outlet for all the frustration he's been holding in. When he lands in the alley, he finds Ox, beating up a man who had apparently tried to shoot him. Ox brags loudly that nobody messes with him and that the guy should have known better than to cheat someone named Fat Teddy, mocking him for betting on the wrong team. After taking money from the man's wallet, Ox suddenly hears something behind him and turns around. "Who's there?" He warns that whoever is there should keep moving unless they want the same beating he just gave the other guy, saying it doesn't matter to him either way. Instead of leaving, Spider-Man suddenly runs straight at him. Ox recognizes him immediately and says it's Spider-Man, asking if he wants another beating like the last time they fought. But Spider-Man doesn't let him finish talking and kicks him hard in the chest, smashing him back into the wall. Ox holds his chest and says that actually almost hurt. He then tells Spider-Man to come on and gets his beating. He throws a punch, but Spider-Man dodges it easily without saying anything. Ox notices the silence. "What happened, Joe Piscopo? Cat got your tongue? You'd used to have told 3 stupid jokes by now." Spider-Man keeps fighting without talking and drives his fist straight into Ox's stomach, hitting him hard enough to make him double over, but right after the punch he suddenly stops. As Spider-Man looks at Ox's face, something seems wrong to him, and his expression changes from anger to confusion. He doesn't see Ox anymore. He sees Morlun instead, who says, "You look surprised." Shocked, Spider-Man blurts out Morlun's name, not understanding how he could be there. Morlun calmly tells him that his time is almost over, and that he should get his affairs in order and say his goodbyes, not worry because his wife will recover from his death, but hinting that the older woman in his life won't handle it as well. The words hit Peter hard, making his anger spike. Before Morlun can finish speaking, Spider-Man suddenly snaps and attacks with full force. He smashes his knee straight into Morlun's face, then follows with punch after punch, hitting him again and again without holding back. Morlun starts bleeding as Spider-Man keeps going, kicking him in the face hard enough to knock him to the ground. Still not stopping, Spider-Man grabs him by the front of his shirt, lifts him back up against the wall, and pulls his fist back, ready to hit him again even harder. Just as he's about to bring his fist down, another hand suddenly grabs his arm and stops the punch midair. Spider-Man jerks his head back in surprise and yells in shock, turning to see who grabbed him. It's Daredevil. Daredevil calmly tells him that the guy probably deserves a beating, but if Spider-Man keeps going, he's going to kill him, and that the fight is already over. He even jokes that getting called Joe Piscopo might make anyone mad, but that still isn't a reason to cave someone's head in. Spider-Man looks back down and suddenly realizes the truth. It isn't Morlun at all. It's just Ox laying there on the ground, bleeding badly. Daredevil tells him to get out of there because the man needs medical attention, and he also says, "And you need some anger management, not to be the pot calling the kettle black." Spider-Man tries to explain that he thought it was someone else, but Daredevil cuts him off and tells him it doesn't matter what he thought, then points away and tells him to leave, reminding him that he owes him one before Spider-Man finally backs off. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel.